What's going on, everybody? B. Scott, I'm here with
G.O.D.
And on today's show, we got your Thursday Night Football preview. We're going to be going through the Carolina Panthers on the road against Houston Texans. No Tyrod Taylor in the matchup. Davis Mills, we'll see what he can bring to the table. See if they can keep it close with a great Carolina defense, to be honest. And then we're going to be going through the AFC South, looking at the Houston Texans, obviously sitting at the top of their chart. What's going on in this division?
I mean, nobody knows, but we got to talk about it.
Yeah, of course. So, anyway, keep it locked and loaded right here at the First Four Downs.
Drop it like it's hot.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. B. Scott, G.O.D., Third Wheel. We're going over the Thursday Night Football game between the Carolina Panthers and the Houston Texans. We're also going to be focusing on the AFC South. So, before we get to today's content, don't forget, like the video, subscribe, share, thumb bell, all that good stuff. We're going to be hitting a lot of the divisions on these Thursday night matchups previews. So,
and we need you to share this as much as possible because we need to be just mainstream, your go-to guys, period, because we got the plug.
Yes, and we got all your fantasy sit starts, everything you could want for on the channel. We got it all. So
you can definitely share me.
Yeah, of course. So we'll start with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously 0-2. They're looking like the worst team in the league, albeit Detroit's defense, I would say, is the worst defense in the league. But still, this Jacksonville team looks completely lost, in my opinion. Trevor Lawrence, 118 passing yards last week and an interception, Denver Broncos. He's just not looking good through 2 weeks of football. I'm not so sure what Urban Meyer's really doing with that team overall. And at this point, I do not think they will win a football game.
Yeah, I don't either. You look at the Jacksonville Jaguars. They took him with the number 1 selection. And, you know, there was a lot of hype over him saying he was a generational guy and all these things. And, you know, he never lost. And he played for Clemson where Deshaun Watson played. So they, you know, made him this guy. And he had this attitude about him of he didn't have nothing to prove. I think that's actually the opposite. To be the number 1 guy in the league, you have everything to prove.
Yeah.
And it's shown right here in the first 2 games. I don't know. He don't look like a number 1 pick to me. I mean, given none of these rookies look like the guy yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they all look like rookies
Yes.
at this point. You got to wonder down the stretch, is it going to get better though? You know, Urban Meyer is looking like a rookie coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that's
I
the
mean,
problem too.
he also has things to prove. I mean, nothing is going to give it to you in this league.
Yeah.
The game starts at the snap, and they are behind right now. And, you know, I'm not betting a whole lot of Jacksonville Jaguars right now. JAGS, just a lot of guys.
Yeah. Okay. I can agree with you there. The Jaguars just look lost, and until I see something, even in fantasy, I have Trevor Lawrence. I mean, I can't even roster Trevor Lawrence.
I drafted Laviska Shenault in the league, and I dropped him immediately.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mid-game.
Even James Robinson, a great talent, where you expect him to be.
How are they destroying James Robinson? He finished the top 10 running back last year.
Yeah.
And they're killing James Robinson. It's like, come on, man. It's like a value pick that you want to see week in and week out, and they're destroying his production.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jaguars not looking pretty, especially this year. They're probably going to have the number 1 pick or close to it overall. There's a couple other bad teams.
Just a lot of guys, and those guys suck.
Right. So we'll move on to the next team.
Yeah.
We're going to be looking at the Indianapolis Colts, 0-2, finding themselves in a hole at the moment.
I think I called this in our very first video of the season. I said that they could probably go into after the bye 0-7.
Yeah.
And it's kind of shaping out this way. Carson Wentz is still pulling Carson Wentz. You know,
he sprained both ankles.
That's what I was going to say. He somehow managed to sprain both ankles in this game where they had a whole full healthy offensive line. Quentin Nelson played in this game.
I saw the pancake.
I don't
by the
know.
way.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
Zach Pascal, I think another week touchdown. Other than that, outside of Jonathan Taylor, there's nothing on this team that I like. Even the defense, they're playing like really subpar. I think they need to get Darius Leonard back on meat because him being a vegan is just not showing up right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So whatever they're doing, they need to just stop and go in reverse.
Yeah. So Jacob Eason going to be under center if Carson Wentz were to miss some time. Obviously, he sprained both ankles, not just one, but 2. And I don't know how much you can expect from Jacob Eason here going forward. They just once again still have a tough slate of schedules going up. They got Tennessee Titans on the road this week. So,
as the team doctor, how do you just deal with this? Like, okay, you got a sprained ankle. You got 2 sprained ankles.
Yeah.
How can I make one better?
Yeah. So I don't know.
There's no Band-Aid for that.
It's very inconvenient, that's for sure. So the Indianapolis Colts, they're looking like they're going to struggle early on. Hopefully they can really pick it up. This is a big game for them. They really need the win, to be honest.
Get them out of here.
But I don't see it this week, especially if Easton's going to be under center.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Easton has a cannon.
But
that's it. Continue.
Yeah, I know. So we'll move on to Tennessee Titans. 1-1. Obviously, week 1, you saw a lot of rust.
Yeah, they got hit in the mouth.
Yeah, and the offensive line didn't look pretty. And you come into week 2, there was a lot of this expectations like what's going to happen here on the road against a tough Seattle team. They pulled out the victory, period. They did what they had to do to win. Scratched and clawed, came back from 14 down. Derrick Henry flat out wore them down.
Yeah, that was on the back of Derrick Henry. Like I said, I text you. I was going to text you at one point, like 17 carries for 35 yards. I was wondering if he like died. Like this is the end of Derrick Henry. Then all of a sudden, it was like 158 yards, and I was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Julio Jones showed up. He played very well. Ryan Tannehill has yet to throw a touchdown on the season. I mean, well, in that game.
Yeah,
he threw a touchdown last week to A.J. Brown, but I think they will improve. Like you said, they scratched and clawed, did what they had to do to get the win, and I think that they can do that looking forward. I think they'll be a better football team, and the football team that we were projecting them to be to win the division, to be honest with you.
Yeah, of course. I had the Colts, to be honest, winning the division preseason, all this good stuff. But with the injuries, on top of that, we knew the schedule would be tough early going. Tennessee Titans, they still got a lot of question marks too. So, I mean, honestly, this division's up in there, in my opinion, between those two teams. The other two teams, I really don't think they have shots here. But, Tennessee Titans, there's going to be better days ahead, and I think they're going to be viably fighting for the division, of course, towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
So, then we'll finish it with the Houston Texans, leading the division 1-1. Honestly, have not looked as bad as I thought they would coming into the season. They really haven't. I was actually surprised with what they really put together. They brought in a lot of seasoned veterans that know how to play football. This is what I've kind of seen it.
Well, that's the key to it. You got to learn. You got to know how to play football.
Yeah,
at least.
Well, of course, Jacksonville Jaguars. They obviously don't know. So, or they don't know how to utilize football players at all. So
another thing they know how to do is play the quarterback position. Deshaun Watson out. You know, they had to get another quarterback to fill the position, so they signed Tyrod Taylor to only get ready for another quarterback in Davis Mills. So he did his job completely. Yes, he did slap in 2 games, but now we're looking at Mills here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what Tyrod does. Get the rookie ready.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrod Taylor, you could tell when he got hurt just last week. He looked kind of devastated. He kind of knew he was hurt. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things. It's another thing that keeps happening to him.
If I was him, I would just like tell my agent to put that in my bonus. I got the quarterback ready.
Exactly. So Davis Mills is going to be the one under center. Tyrod Taylor dealing with a hamstring, going to be out multiple weeks. Obviously, we don't expect the Houston Texans here to win a lot of football games this season. I had them projected, I want to say 2 wins coming in because I really didn't think any team would go winless. But I gave them 2 wins. They got one of them. So that's exciting. I don't. At this point, they're probably going to beat Jacksonville again.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised there.
I mean, even more than that, you know, they got a lot of guys, like you said, that can play football. Mark Ingram, he's carrying the ball a lot of times for no yards. And, you know, but they still have Brandon Cooks doing his thing over there. You know what I mean? So those are building blocks that you could build on. And I think that they'll be okay. I mean, on the bright side, at least it's not 2 sprained ankles.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? I'll tell you right now, they want 6 players for Deshaun Watson. It's not going to happen this season, but maybe next season. We'll have to wait and see. So now we can move on to Thursday Night Football. You got the Carolina Panthers on the road against Houston Texans. 43 over and under. Carolina favored by 8, -8 in this game. I don't see a path in which the Houston Texans can win in this game. I really don't. We haven't seen a lot of Davis Mills last week. 8 for 18, threw an interception, threw a touchdown to Brandon Cooks. So I don't know what you can expect here against a great Carolina front that's really getting after the quarterback. Really just this defense is terrorizing teams. Plain and simple, you saw it against the New Orleans Saints. Alvin Kamara, 8 carries for 5 yards.
Yeah, that's...
You know what I mean? So it's like...
Not many games you're going to be able to do that.
No, absolutely not. So this is what I'm saying. I don't see a path in which the Texans can win the game here. Obviously, Carolina, Sam Darnold, he's getting it done. 300 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Against the Saints defense, albeit their secondary was a little ailing. No Marshawn Lattimore. So Carolina's going to win the game.
Yeah,
it's plain and simple. I just don't see a path for the Texans this week.
Yeah, the numbers to me, like the over and under, you know, the spread, that's a little bit too spicy for me. Just given knowing that, you know, Houston's putting up 29 points a game. So far, they had a big block game in week 1.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen Davis Mills yet, you know what I'm saying, really play a full game. So we don't know what that is really going to do. We know that Brandon Cook's separation is bar none like some of the
he's
great
playing
in the
great.
league. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even last year, he was playing well, even with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can run the ball effectively, I guess. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of carries going that path. I wish Philip Lindsay would get more of these carries. You know what I mean? And so they can average more yards per carry and everything like that. And then you look on the other side of Carolina. I mean, Sam Darnold looks like a more improved quarterback.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody that I would trust more, even drafted in fantasy, to be honest with you. You look at DJ Moore. We've been waiting for this DJ Moore season to happen for a long time in fantasy. Everybody's been talking it up, and there's always been a hype train around it. But right now, with the connection with him and Sam Darnold, he's on pace for 150 targets. And those are the targets that you need to be elite wide receiver in this league.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Looking at Robbie Anderson, the connection that he had, that we expected to be absolute beasts, you know what I'm saying, where they both came from the Jets. So far, he's been used as a deep threat. You know what I mean? But other players have emerged in the system where you got Marshall and Zylstra just being open and coming in this team. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, the cherry on top is the workhorse that they have in Christian McCaffrey. So, you know, can they beat them by 8? I'm not sure. Will it be over? I'm not sure. But I know Carolina will bring this thing home.
Yeah, of course. Carolina's the obvious pick here.
Yeah.
I'm finding it hard to find a path where the Texans can win this
Unless
game.
this guy's a beast, you know what I'm saying? We'll see.
You know what? I went back and I rewatched the tape.
That is a very tough matchup for a rookie quarterback. You know what I mean?
I'll be honest. I went back, rewatched the tape of Davis Mills just last week's start. Last week's fill-in for Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
He had some good throws. Now, he had some bad throws, too. You know, you're looking at another rookie quarterback where you got to weather the storm here. But facing this Carolina defense, this daunting defense, it's going to be tough. I think Carolina possibly covers here at 8. Really, I really do think so. Just
Honestly,
because I think the Texans, I don't think they're going to be able to score enough points. Now, yes, they scored 21 points on the Cleveland Browns.
And even
14.
Just to interject real quick, even if you don't like the 8, I'll buy it to 7.
Yeah,
A touchdown. You know what I mean? I don't know. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at last week, 14 points scored on the Cleveland Browns by Tyrod Taylor really early on, and then he gets hurt. You know what I mean? So you see Davis Mills come in, he gets the 1 touchdown. Really, by that time, they were way behind. And then week 1, they put it on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, who knows what that defense, you know what I mean? Come on. So I don't know what I can necessarily trust of this Houston Texans team to be able to score against Carolina Panthers that just shut down the Saints. So
I think me and the third wheel could start at cornerback for the Jaguars right now.
Yeah, possibly.
You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what. 43 over under. I think it's going to be under. I'm going to put the score out there, 27-13, Carolina.
All right, it's the Fresh Sport Daniels. We holding you to this.
Okay, that's fine. Hey, we did pretty well in the matchup video. You know what I mean? So
that's what we do.
I'm surprised with it.
I got Carolina all day. Win on the road against the Houston Texans. I guess that's who they are.
Yeah, of course. So anyway, that's been the AFC South. Just give a little snippet of where they're at this point in the season. And it's not looking good for some of these teams.
Yeah,
there's lots of question marks.
A lot of high draft picks here.
Yeah, of course. And then the Thursday night matchup, Carolina, it's set and forget it. They're going to win the football game. It would be unreal if they didn't. So anyway, if you like the video, don't forget, subscribe, share, thumb bell, all that good stuff. Drop a comment in the comment section. If you got any questions to ask us, fantasy related, NFL related, bets, whatever, drop in the comment section. We'll be glad to get back to you. So for the first 4 downs, it's been B. Scott.
God with both ankles well.
Okay. And
The third one.
and we out.
Yeah.